If you have a remote job interview coming up pretty soon, then you need to watch this video. I've noticed something most times. What might be stopping you from really getting your dream remote job? It might not just be your incompetence or whatever. It might actually be what you do during the interview phase. That is very important, right? Especially if you're working with foreign clients from the UK, US, Canada, every other country. If you're working with clients from here, there are certain things that they look out for during the interview phase. And if you don't have that, if they don't find that in place during the interview, then your chances of progressing to the next level are very limited. Okay, now this is very important because most times you don't get a second chance, you don't get a second impression, you don't get to make another impression. The interview phase is where they see you, it's where they know you, it's where they determine a lot of things. So you have to get it right the first time. Okay, which is why today I'm going to be sharing a couple of tips with you. I'm going to be telling you some of the things that recruiters are looking for when they are hiring remotely so that you can arrange yourself, you can restructure, learn again, and then go and apply with more confidence. All right. So, disclaimer, guys, I'm not an HR person, I'm not a recruiter. However, I did deep research. I also asked a couple of people who recruit regularly for the remote workspace. And so that is where I got my compilation from, right? So without wasting time, let's get straight into the video. Guys, we're getting started shortly. However, in case you're seeing this channel for the first time, I talk about content writing and how you can monetize your content writing career. So if this is something that interests you, you want to click the subscribe button so that you continue to see all of my videos. All right, without wasting time, let me go straight and show you a couple of things that recruiters are looking for in your remote job interview. The first thing that they are looking for, guys, I cannot overstress this, is communication skills. Now, when I mean communication skills, I mean both written and verbal communication. Okay. Now, during an interview, most times they want to have a video chat with you, they want to see you. At that point where they are chatting with you, they're not just looking at your face to see your complexion or whatever, they are looking at your entire communication skill. How are you able to clearly express yourself? Now, it's nothing about your accent. Most times they don't mind your accent, speaking particularly to the African troop right now. So if you're an African and you're probably you're having an interview with maybe someone from the US, most times they don't have problems interpreting your accent. They can hear you clearly, they can understand what you're saying. The problem sometimes is the difficulty in expressing yourself. So you don't know how to flow freely when you're speaking. And it becomes an issue because if you're going to be working remotely, then the communication needs to be smooth. You're not there with them, they're not here with you. So they need someone that they can trust to communicate clearly and see that you understand what they say and they can understand what you're saying. It's a two-way thing. All right. So you want to work on your communication. You want to make sure that you are flowing freely. You're not finding it difficult to construct your sentences. These are things that they look out for when they're hiring. Now, the second thing that they look out for is your proof of skill. This is very important. If you're having an interview, one of the questions they're going to ask you is something like, oh, have you been in a similar situation? Have you ever handled something like this? What did you do when the last time you had to do something like this? They want to know that you have some sort of experience. And that means they want you to show that you've done this before. Trust me, nobody wants to just up and hire a newbie. Even if this is your first time doing this, they need to know that, okay, even if maybe you haven't really worked for pay, you volunteered, you've done this before for free, pro bono, something, just something. You have something standing that you can say, okay, the last time I worked here, even if it's not necessarily in the same space, all right. So you can say, oh, I haven't really worked as maybe a virtual assistant before. However, when I used to work as a teacher, when I was a teacher, I assisted the head lead principal. Do you get what I'm saying? So they need to know that you have some sort of experience that connects to the skill that you are currently applying for. And it's in proof of skill, which is why you cannot come up with the excuse of, oh, this is my first time, I haven't done this before, or I'm new to this. All of these are excuses that they just don't take because even if you haven't done it before, they need you to have standing proof. All right. So it's very important that you get proof of skill. Show them experience because they are going to ask. And if you don't have anything, then you won't know what to say. And if you're trying to make things up in your head, then you're going to stutter. It will affect your communication. And immediately they'll be able to tell that there's something fishy. All right. So you need to already have things going on that are in line with the kind of job you're applying for. So when you're interviewing, you can flow freely, you can explain yourself, you can say, oh, this is what happened, this is what I did, these are the challenges I faced, this is how I surmounted it, things like that. All right. Now, the third thing that they look out for is your consistency and availability. This is very important. It's a remote role. They are not there with you. You need to be able to show up consistently, right? So they're interviewing you, and your interview time is for 8:15 a.m. and you're not on the call until 8:20 a.m. It's already a yellow flag, to be very honest. They're already like, oh, do you understand? You need to be there like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or even more before the time so that they can see that this person is reliable. They know that, okay, if I give you a deadline, even if I'm not here, you can show up and really meet my deadline. Nobody wants to spend, trust me, no recruiter wants to spend the entire process, money, time, resources, hiring someone. And eventually, when they hire you, they find out that you cannot meet up to the job. That will mean they will have to go back and start again. So trust me, nobody wants to do that. Okay, it's a tough process, it's a tedious process. So they need to get it right the first time. So if you're showing signs like, oh, you're not coming, you're not showing up early for meetings, for training sessions, your interview session, you're late for your interview, things like this, then it's already showing, it's already telling them that you might not be able to meet up when they need you, and they don't like it. So be consistent, be punctual. If you have a meeting, be on time. Make sure you're ready and well put together. These are things they look out for, right? Now, the fourth thing that they look out for is a proactive personality. People, they want you to be able to take action without being asked. And this shows in the interview, trust me. So if you're having an interview and you are just literally just laid back, just receiving, you are not giving, you are not sharing your own opinions, you're not asking questions, you're not intrigued, you're not curious, it's not a good sign, trust me. So the best candidates are the ones that show enough interest in the position. So yes, you want me to work as this. What does success in this position look like for you? This is you asking them, what will make you think that I'm doing a good job? What are some of the tools that you use? I noticed that this and this is off on your website. I noticed that you guys don't do this. Can you enlighten me? The best interviews are the ones that feel like a communication, a conversation. All right. So instead of sitting back and just waiting to receive or answer questions, you be proactive, ask questions. What this does, it doesn't just show that you're bold or you're confident. No, it tells them that you can take decisions, you have high decision taking skills, right? That when they are not there, when they eventually hire you, you can stand up and say, okay, nobody is here now, but I have to make a decision. And you make a call that is right for them. That's what it shows. It's proactivity, and every brand looks forward to someone that has that, right? So stay proactive, right? Now, of course, this is the final one I'm going to mention, and it goes without saying, but I'll still say it anyway. You need to have some tech familiarity. You need to be familiar with some of the basic tech tools, right? So you need to know how to use project management tools. There's Asana, Trello, the Zoom, Google Docs, those basic workspaces, Google digital workspaces that everyone should know how to use. You should be proficient. You don't want to come on your video call and you're like, how do I share my screen? Or, oh, how do I turn off my mic? How do I? And you're acting, and they're like, we're about to hire you remotely. How are you going to do this for other clients? How would you do this without our help? Okay, so get familiar with the tools you're going to use. Even if it's a new tool, sometimes they bring up new tools and they're like, oh, this is the tool we work with. We want to do our interview here. You're not familiar with the tool, but you just have to learn how to use it for the purpose of the interview. All right. Even if it means you taking an extra course, going online to learn, make sure you properly learn how to use the tools that they are going to be using during the interview phase. This is something that they are going to use to judge when they are taking their decisions. All right. So these are the basic things, and most times we skip them. We see them as very simple, and you skip them, and then you get to the interview and you wonder, why didn't they call me back, or why did they say unfortunately we are unable to? These simple things, they are very important. Okay, so take a look at them, and if you have a remote job interview coming up soon, then I wish you the best luck. I wish you the best. I hope that you ace it, and if you do, let me know. I hope that if you got to this point, I hope that you got value from this video, and I hope that you have clicked the subscribe button. Thank you so much, guys, for staying till the end of my video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.